Welcome back, beautiful boys and girls, to our last community circle for this week within our lesson 7 of conflicting feelings. We learned this week that you can have conflicting feelings. That means that you can have two different feelings that mean different things and feel different ways. Like Eva, when she was in her classroom and she was going through the science experiment and she felt both curious and nervous about touching the oobleck. What helps you to notice and understand how another person is feeling? A clue here, boys and girls, is this is what we have been talking about within our unit. It's a new unit topic. It's a pretty big word and it starts with E. Empathy. Noticing and understanding how others feel is practicing empathy. Now, boys and girls, this week you learned about conflicting feelings and how although you can have conflicting feelings or another person can have conflicting feelings, it's totally okay. And to show that it's okay, you are showing empathy for yourself and for another person, and the fact that it's all right to have any feeling that you feel, as long as you are communicating it, as long as you are handling it in a positive way, as long as you are seeking help from other people if you need to, if you're having a challenging time figuring out how to manage your feelings and your conflicting feelings. So here, teachers and boys and girls, I want you to engage in some more discussion about practicing empathy. I want you guys to remember some of the questions in the poster here. How you practice empathy is feeling or understanding what someone else is feeling, and how you are going to figure out by using cues to figure out how another person is feeling is looking at his or her face and body for clues. That's number 1. Then you're going to ask yourself, after you look at their face and their body for clues, what is his or her point of view? That means you're considering why the other person might be feeling that way, taking yourself out of the equation and thinking, using empathy, thinking about why somebody else would feel how they're feeling. You can then ask, how does she or he feel? Using your cues of looking at his or her face or body, how are you thinking that she or he feels? Then you can ask yourself, how can I help? That is extremely important, boys and girls, because sometimes, even for adults, the feelings that we feel, especially conflicting feelings, can be very challenging to be able to adjust to be able to comprehend, to be able to understand. And that is where we learn how to use our support system. Our friends, our family, teachers can use other teachers. They can use the administrators. They can use myself, Mrs. E, with Communities in Schools. They can use Mrs. Harris, our school counselor. Those are all also support systems for you too, boys and girls, where when you're having conflicting feelings, you can figure out, how can I help or how can I seek help? So that you can have somebody else to support your feelings and help you figure out why you feel how you feel and help you to navigate some of the conflicting feelings that we might have as well. The last thing is, what is a kind thing to say? This is one of the other very, very important things that I want you guys to remember, is that as we know that we can have all different types of feelings at any given time of the day or any given day of the week, we can also have conflicting feelings as well. It's always important to say something kind and thoughtful and to show empathy to another person, because although you may not feel how the other person feels, you might not even understand, but showing empathy and showing kindness is something that is worldwide and goes with any feeling, any scenario, any circumstance, okay? And so you guys can discuss that a little bit more in your class, in your community circle this week, and then I'll see you next week for lesson 8. Love you guys.